it's Jessica Goose here with RealAgriculture.com, and I am at Ag Smart at Olds College today, and joining me right now is Andrea Hanson, who is a livestock extension specialist with Alberta Agriculture and Forestry. Andrea, how are you doing today?
I am great.
It is a great day today, and we are talking about feed testing, and that, ranchers have been told you should test your feed, but now what? After you do this, or if you choose to do this, what do you do going forward? So what was the key message in your talk today?
Well, it was about how to feed test, that you really need to make sure that you're getting a representative sample right across the field, that it's not just a few in the front gate and I'm good, I'll test that. It's getting a good representative sample across the field, typically about 20 core samples around the field.
Mm-hmm. And at what times do you really want to do this?
Well, after the crop has been baled, or in the case of, say, swath grazing, I'm going to use it for swath grazing this winter, it's going out after it's been swathed and making sure that I get areas all over the field to make sure that it's well represented.
No kidding. And now, one thing that you did mention was the visual assessment of your feed. It's going to tell you a whole lot. Explain to me that.
Well, it is. Greener is going to say that it hasn't been rained on. If it's quite dark, it has been rained on. But that visual assessment, as much as it's good to just have that visual assessment, it isn't telling me enough about that feed sample. I need to find out more. I can guess at what the protein is, but I might be quite surprised that it's higher or maybe even lower than what I had expected.
Mm-hmm. And just by looking at it, it could be much worse or it could be much better. You really don't know unless you test it.
Exactly.
Okay, so talk to me about overfeeding and underfeeding and how feed testing really plays a pertinent role.
So if I was to not do a feed test, and I'm just going to guess at what my protein and energy levels, the calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium levels are in that feed, I'm only doing that. I am only guessing. Yes, I might have done a feed test last year, but my growing conditions this year to last year can be quite different. So it's really important to have that feed test to understand what I am feeding. Cattle need certain amounts of protein at various gestation levels or age levels. So by knowing that, I can, if I'm not feeding enough protein, I'm underfeeding them, or I could easily be overfeeding them too.
Mm-hmm. Now, producers should know about this, but some don't, and that's all right, because we're going to tell them right now, is that they have tools at their fingertips to use. One being some new tools from the BCRC, the other from Alberta Ag and Forestry that's been around for quite some time. Explain to me these tools that are readily available for producers.
Yes, so once they've got a feed test done, great to do a feed test, but putting it in the drawer in the desk after the feed test has come in isn't going to do any good. And that's sometimes what ends up happening is, this is good information, into the drawer it goes. But actually using that information these tools are an opportunity to look at that feed analysis and actually plug it into some of these tools that we have. BCRC has got on their website two tools. One is I can look then at, plug in the information of that feed test, and it will tell me what types of animals are best suited for that feed. And the other one is I can find out based on a barley and say canola meal ration what value that forage might be compared to a grain forage ration, or, pardon me, grain canola meal ration.
Mm-hmm. The other tool that you have available is something called Cow Bites, and it's been around for quite some time. What does that entail for the producer?
So getting that program, the Cow Bites program, it allows a producer to then start to balance their own rations. I can put in, if I've got 10 different feeds that I've sampled and have the analysis on, I can figure out and strategize how I'm going to make those feeds work for my operation through that feeding season. So I might start with the poorer quality feeds during the early gestation months, because the cow's nutritional requirements are not the same as when she's into late gestation or certainly into lactation. So it gives me a better opportunity to strategize and know that I am feeding what I really need to feed my cows.
And there's other things on there. We do encourage you to go check it out on the Alberta Ag website. Like you said, you can even you can change the temperature when it is outside. It really is user friendly. And again, these tools are all at the fingertips of the producer. Thank you so much for your time, Andrea.
You're welcome.